Hey, what's up? It's midnight, Wednesday night. Instead of going to bed and getting proper sleep like someone my age in school should, I do not. I've chosen to go for a late night walk, and it's cold as shit. It's real cold. But I wanted to just kind of yap. So, anyways, I hope y'all's day's been going good. Whoever's tapping in this video, whenever, I hope your day's going good. I just want to yap about my day, life. I'm gonna start with my day. Oh, actually, I want to talk about something first of all. I was thinking about this. As much as it appears like I'm autistic in my videos, probably, I don't believe I am. I've had it tested. I don't have it multiple times. I don't. I'm just a weird guy. That's really, and I think some people, not many, but some people think I'm like slightly on the spectrum. So if it appears that way in my videos, I don't think I'm on the spectrum. But growing up, I feel like I definitely was slightly more gifted than the average kid. But I also was an impulsive child. I have ADHD, and I feel like, well, I made a lot of bad decisions in life that put me in a bad spot, and it's gonna stay that way. I had a college grade reading level in 3rd grade, I believe, so I mean, I remember I felt like everyone was an idiot in school, in elementary, and then I hit middle school, and I had the most terrible mental illness. It was like, I turned 13, I went into like a psychosis when I was 13 for like 6 months. It was brutal. I mean, by the end of it, I had to go to a mental hospital, and it was really bad. The psychosis was it was like all my stress and all my problems in life kind of were really exacerbated at the time for some reason, and they built upon each other and got worse and worse. I was having like panic attacks on the daily, and they were really bad, until I started going cray-cray. Well, delulu. And that kind of set me back in school for a while too, because not only was there COVID, where we did online learning for 6th grade almost the whole year, it was like a hybrid for some of 7th. That fucked me up a little, and after the mental illness thing, I couldn't really do anything in school. I mean, I would sit down to do the paper, and I couldn't even get past the first sentence. My attention span was so fucking bad. They put me on 60 milligrams of Adderall, and it wouldn't even do shit because it was so bad at the time. I'd always be getting in trouble. My grades were shit. By 8th, I kind of tried to recover, but I still sucked. 9th grade, I was still recovering. By 10th, I was pretty recovered. I did decent in school, but I still make really bad decisions all the time. I guess it's part of growing up. Your prefrontal cortex is developed to make stupid decisions as a kid. Well, it goes past stupid to the point where it's like, is it an escape? I'm using these things as an escape, like drugs, a lot of other things. A lot of unsolved answers about myself. And one reason why I made this channel is to rant about my ideas, which I'd rather not share with other people. Or maybe I would, but I'd like somewhere to talk with strangers about random stuff going on. And I think it'd be kind of sick to have a community, even if I don't have much of one. And even if I don't have a community, this is kind of like a diary or a journal, maybe. More like a diary if I have a gap in like I am now. And also, I just want to show you guys how empty the road is. It's like midnight. Nobody's out. Quit playing with it. You see how this is? It's cold as shit, but I started walking and I'm warming up. Oh, there's a car. Oh, I have something to talk about. I have some RSO oil. And if you guys don't know what RSO oil is, it stands for Rick Simpson oil. I mean, it's right here. It's in a little syringe-esque thing. And you kind of squeeze it out on your food, and it's like THC. And you put it on your food and you eat it. It's pretty fire, but it lasts a long time. Dude, I woke up this morning, was still fucking fried. But I would like to talk about my drug use, because I always think like I was different from the average drug user, as in like I would go hella on psychedelics all the time, and I would like indulge in all these drugs, but then I wouldn't go completely stupid like everybody else. Not everyone, a lot of people can like, I have some like smart ass stoners, but my point is like I didn't give up on all my life aspirations and things I enjoy, but it was still definitely a problem. I mean, I do psychs like crazy, and my whole thing lately has been LSD. Lots of LSD, pretty often. It's debatable if it's bad for me. I'd say I don't really do it in a very unhealthy manner. But man, I fucking love that thing. It really changed me a lot, though. It's made me completely change what I think about what I want to do in the future. What I think about myself, my connectedness with nature. Honestly, it's made me more open to learning new things, which is really odd. Lately I've been really aspiring to learn things, and I get a lot of fun out of doing it. Like, I picked up a book by Albert Camus. I think it's called The Stranger, and I bought the book a while ago. It kind of talks about some philosophical ideals, but ideals is a word too. And I kind of didn't get around reading it. I mean, I was hanging out, I was on a date with this girl, and we went out, and I bought the book from the library and didn't pick it up. Finally picked it up. It's such a good book. I don't know what I was on back then. It was pretty good. I can't lie. And yeah, I can't lie, I'm a little concerned for myself, because it's gotten to the point in my life where I can't stand being sober, and it's like, why can't I stand being sober? I guess chemical dependence. Like, my brain's used to having a lot of dopamine, but like, I think it's just, I've been so detached from society. Hold on, let me just let this car pass. I've been so detached from society lately because of my ideas in society, honestly. I think too deep into things I shouldn't need to, but like, I find school ridiculous, completely absurd to me personally. It's not for everybody, but that's my point. School isn't for everybody. And a lot of times school kind of just feels like one giant big daycare for parents to drop their kids off so they can work and not have to watch over them, which I guess in a sense that probably is one reason why it's there. And it's kind of ridiculous to me, even though it's like, yeah, school will put you better off in life, but it's like, the government's institutionalizing us at a young age and we're forced to go to school. And that kind of goes against my own personal freedoms. And my very first video I posted on this channel was about personal freedoms. If you're curious and want to go into what I was thinking about that, and yeah, watch that. Because I think society really inhibits our personal freedoms a lot. And when I said earlier that I think I'm a gifted child, by no means do I think I'm a smart person. In fact, I think I'm a little on the slower side sometimes. And I'm a little odd. I'll say that. But I think a lot of people will see me and they just think I'm like some stupid druggy kid, or that like I don't really take things very seriously a lot of the time. So I think kind of affects people's visions of me. Only people I know real personally know the true me, like my best friend. There's some people that I dated, they would probably know. But to everyone else, it's like, I feel like nobody understands me, to be honest. Like my therapist, when I had one, he never got me. I mean, he'd give me all this advice and I would apply it and nothing would help. It's like ever since I've been doing a lot of LSD too, it's like, it's turned my passion for things into even stronger passion. Like, well, what the fuck? My Arso will. It's made me more passionate about things that I already am passionate about. So like, I will hella invest, like hella research things that interest me. I'm always listening to things, learning about new things lately because of it. But it's also made me, it's been like a curse, philosophical curse, because I mean, not only has it been a problem my whole life, but now it's exacerbated because I'm even more aware now. And I don't regret a thing, by the way. I love this. Even if it will affect me for the rest of my life, I feel like I've been more open in my third eye. But no, I'm joking. But I feel like I've reached a different awareness now of the world. Like, I have such a fascination with nature. I want to get into, if I do get a job and I don't decide to live off-grid, I want to get an environmental job. Nature is so interesting to me. You know, like, I learned recently that certain hardwoods, you know, like oak, are genetically so different than spruce and pine trees. Like, they're not even related. Our concept of a tree, we think all trees are related, but they're not. They all independently developed into trees. I thought all trees were related. Like, palm trees aren't even remotely related to an oak tree. An oak tree is more related to a pumpkin than it is a spruce tree. Like, once I started learning the whole evolutionary hierarchy, I'm like, oh, so those are related and those aren't. It kind of tells the whole story. It's really interesting. Yeah, so there's that. I'm thinking about if I should end the video. I think I'll keep it going for the whole walk, which will probably be like, probably like 30 to 45 minutes. I don't know if anyone will want to listen to that much yap. I'll keep it going to the 20-minute mark. So, I would like to talk about psychedelics more. I first started psychedelics when I got a half a tab off a kid named Jacob. So this kid's like, on the weekend I'm with my best buddy Will, and you'll hear his name pop up in a lot of my stories. But we were like, yo, this kid got acid. I'd like to try this shit. So we bike up to his house, or well, one of his buddy's houses, and we went in his backyard, and they're all in this like greenhouse thing in their backyard. all just chilling in there. And Jacob is off 800 EG of acid. He was on, I don't know how many tabs, probably like 4 to 8 tabs, around that range, but depending on how much EG, I think. But like 800 EG is enough. That is a lot. And I went in that greenhouse and he was like out of it. He was sitting in the corner, he's on the ground on like his hands are on his knees. It's like, he's on and off. I'm like, Jacob, you give me a tab? He's like, huh? So his friends had to help me. And we had like this bottle of alcohol and we traded it for like a tab. Bad deal, but it was totally worth it for the story. And we went down to this gas station. We found all these gas. By the way, we split the tab in half. We took it all. And we rode our bikes down to this gas station. We're like flipping like these oil canisters. We were like spilling it around the gas station like fucking idiots. I don't know why we would do that. And then we're like, yo, this acid ain't shit. It's not even kicking in. It's been an hour. I don't even feel it. So we go in this Five Below, and then like we all of a sudden these weird smiles. We're like, we can't stop smiling. And we're like, we kept giggling. It was really bad, and we look so suspicious like we're trying to steal shit, like giggling, like we're really trying not to laugh. And then we leave for the shop, and I'm like, yo, Will, I want to explore this one like tunnel I found, bro. It's like a secret tunnel. So we go, and it's like this drainage tunnel that goes under the shopping center. Like, yo, let's go in there. It's all dark and damp in there. And then all of a sudden, like some of like Will's middle school friends were starting to like pull up. We're like, who the fuck are these kids? And Will's like, yo, it's Hudson, like all these other kids. And we're like tweaking on acid in this little, tunnel. And we explored it for really far, and everything was like the funniest shit on earth. But once we parted ways, I had to bike home, and the sun was setting, and it was like the most beautiful bike ride home ever. I was just so amazed at how beautiful the world was. I felt like even in that cold, what month of the year was it? March day, that I could have just curled up in the mud in the cold and fallen asleep in the forest, because I felt so at peace with nature genuinely. But I had to go home, so I kept riding home. I was having all these insane thoughts I've never had in my entire life, and I don't remember any of them, but they were like groundbreaking to me at the time. I'm like, holy shit, amazing experience. But I didn't try acid again for a long time after that. I got into shrooms, and I was doing shrooms like every week pretty much, but a lot of times twice a week. Complete like tweaker, bro. And please, they're like staring at me. And where was I? Oh, I was doing shrooms all the time. And this is like a 6-month shroom arc. I would do shrooms, and I loved it for the thrill, because even if it was like a crazy, intense experience, I'd have that going in the mindset of like, well, it'll be fucking crazy, it'll be lit. I'll be like, oh. So I would never like have a truly bad time on shrooms, but always be doing crazy shit. But when I very first started getting into shrooms, it was chocolate shroom bars. No clue what they actually be put in these bars. You don't know, because I just got a random plug. They could be putting 4-ACO DMT in there for all I know. So some research chem. But it was just a bar and I ate it. Pretty nice. This was maybe the 4th time I've ever tripped. I snuck out for the first time in my life. Crazy, it felt really weird. I went to my friend's house, never been there, middle of the night, unfamiliar neighborhood. And I'm like, yo, Will, my bestie Will, we should do these shrooms. So we both started eating them, and I was eating more. And he's like, yo, my dad got these ciders, which are like beers, like cider, like alcoholic ciders. They were fire. I had like 3 or 4 of them, which dumbass idea mixing alcohol and shrooms like that. I wasn't that experienced, and I got drunk and forgot about the about what would happen if I kept eating the mushroom bar. So I'm like sitting in the playground. I'm just keep at like sporadic times. I just start eating a bunch of mushrooms at different times. Just keep eating the bar. Blah, blah, blah. I like probably it said 7 grams of psilocybin, which is the equivalent of like 13 grams of mushrooms. It was penis envy. That's literally the name of the mushroom. It's a crazy name, I know. Penis envy. But it was like the equivalent of 13 grams of mushrooms I ate. Which, for those that don't know, that is like an ungodly amount. So I'm sitting there, we're having a crazy time. It was like, oh man, I hit the 20-minute mark. We're having a crazy time. I'll try to wrap it up. And it was so euphoric. And then I started leaning on this bar because it was getting really intense. There's like this bar that like blocks off cars that you can open up if you want them in or not. So like I was leaning on this bar with my hands like this, and I was like that, both my arms and my head on my arms, my eyes closed. I'm like, oh bro, I can't move, bro. And Will's like, come on bro, I want to go to bed already, it's late. And I'm sitting there in this intense kaleidoscope. Literally I'm blinded, I can't see anymore because the kaleidoscope was so intense. I mean, it was incomprehensible in words for what I was seeing, because it was so strange. I felt like I was put in another alien universe. But when you take a lot of psychedelics, you get something called ego dissolution, where you kind of forget who you are and what you are and where you are and what everything is. And that didn't happen to me. I knew who I was. All I knew is that I was feeling this really intense kaleidoscope. And after like 20-30 minutes, it faded away and I could see more. Although it was still super strong. I felt like I was in like, quite literally, it looked like I was in a fairy tale world. And I was walking back to my friend's house, slowly like, that was nice. And he was like, sure you're good to go home? And I was, so it looked like, I can guarantee to you, it looked like I could have gone home, but I couldn't. And I'll explain why. Because at the moment I could. But as I'm walking back to his house, and I start walking back to the playground to get to my bike, it starts kicking in again. Because remember, I was taking it at different times. So it kicked in again. And then I start feeling my entire world start to collapse in front of me. Imagine your entire universe just starts collapsing. How would you feel? I'm like, what the fuck? And I start hiccuping because of the alcohol. For some reason I wouldn't stop hiccuping, it would hurt. And I sit down at the bench, and then I'm stuck there. It's like I'm paralyzed, I can't move anymore. And then I keep seeing like these floaters in my eyes, like these shapes that kind of look like a geometrical spider. I don't know what the shape would be called, but I had like little legs. It would be all over my vision. I'm tripping, and then I have an absolute complete ego death. Like, I didn't know where I was, who I was, what I was, where I was, where I am in time. I felt quite literally like I had just been born. Like, excuse me, I don't like keep burping. Excuse me. I felt like I'd just been born into eternal torture. Like I felt like I would just started off in this world just for some cruel joke to be placed upon me, to be tortured and miserable for all eternity. It would never end. So I was like freaking out. And keep in mind, the whole reason I'm having a bad trip is because it was the middle of the night in a playground in the dark, and I'd never been there in my life. And it's just complete unfamiliarity. I didn't feel good. My friend wasn't with me. I don't know what was happening. I was kind of drunk too, which makes it more unpredictable. When I finally started to come to myself, back to who I was, slightly. So, I mean, at least enough for me to recognize what a bike is and start standing up. Still didn't really know what things were. I stood up and I'm like, I don't know where I need to be, but I knew I needed to be somewhere important. And I knew I just needed to get out of here. So I pick up my bike and I just start going down random roads because I don't know where to go. And I felt like a lost child. I was like so scared, and I started riding my bike down. And finally I found the right way and went and had to cross this busy highway and almost got hit by a police car going down there on my bike. And I crossed and I start going down the long ass bike trail for a while. As I'm riding down this bike trail, I'm like crying, bro, because I feel like I just escaped with my life. I escaped from eternal suffering and I came back to my life. It felt like in the Wizard of Oz, like, there's no place like home. I was like, I just need to get home. I just need to get home. I don't really know what home is, but I know it's where I need to be, and I'm going. And then as I'm biking, more and more of my life, my memories start coming back to me, and little fragments of my life are coming back, and I'm like, holy crap, bro, I'm actually coming back to my life. And I got home, I quite literally cried, and I went down on my knees and I thanked the ground for the earth and the grass. And I'm just so glad to be able to touch the grass in my own lawn, and I'm not in that suffering anymore. I came home and stared at the ceiling for a while. I felt so gross and dirty, which I was. Probably a little hungover or something too. And I was supposed to have my driver's ed that morning. I don't know what I was thinking. Luckily it was canceled, but I was tired as hell. Felt like shit. And that was the most terrifying experience of my life. Literally, imagine all the primal fear, like it's quite literally instinctual primal fear pumping through your veins. It feels like you're prey to some predator that's hunting you, and you're in the woods and you're about to get killed, but that times like 10. Absolute terror. Worst experience of my life. But afterwards, after that experience, I need to wrap up this video. One thing that came out of that experience was it's kind of a coming of age experience, because I never really saw life the same afterwards, and I can't explain it. Anyways, that's my rant for today. I hope you guys were interested and paying attention, and I hope this was a good video for y'all. And thanks for listening if you made it to the end. See ya.